They crawl in a web of sinews that wrap around them. Oh dear. Intertwined bodies rise above the floor. It's a winter night. You are coming home by train. You have to change trains at a small train station in the middle of the forest. It's not the first time you've travelled this route, but now you feel like something is different, as if something was watching you. The train stops at the station where you need to make a transfer. It's a dark and cold night, but fortunately, you only need to wait a few minutes for the next train. That isn't so bad. Oh, it's a lovely winter scene. Look how lovely this is. Got the lights on in the station. Let's head on in. As you grab the handle, you discover that the door is locked, preventing you from getting inside. Well, there's definitely someone in there. The lights are on. Smoke a cigarette or don't smoke a cigarette? Well, I'm not going to smoke a cigarette because smoking's bad for you. You pull out a pack of cigarettes, but then you remember you weren't supposed to smoke. You quickly put it back in your pocket. Why are you carrying a packet of cigarettes then? Surrounded by darkness, your gaze fixates on the sole source of light, an aged orange lamp. There's something strangely hypnotic about the way it glows. Am I attracted to it? Like a moth? Suddenly your attention is seized by a subtle movement occurring right beside you. That's a moth. The great moth bounces against the lamp in its mad dance. What the? Is that me? I don't like I'm having a little boogie myself. Look at that. Despite what you thought, someone beside you is also waiting at the station. Where did they come from? Approach him. Do not approach. Approach. How have they managed to spell approach correctly up there, but not down here? I don't know what country this is meant to be set, but in the UK, I definitely would not approach him. I'd just stand awkwardly beside him, and maybe I'd look over, and I'd do like a stiff-lipped nod of acknowledgement that we exist in the same space at the same time, but I wouldn't say hello, so I'm not going to be approaching this man. You see the man walk away into the darkness surrounding the station after a while. You're standing at the station. Oddly enough, you start to feel the warmth on your face. It's like the bright summer sun is shining. It reminds you of a holiday, past trips, wonderful, warm days without worries. Oh, this is lovely. It's summer, the sun is shining bright, people are walking around the station waiting for their trains. In the distance you see your mother calling you with a smile on her face. Is this our mother? What's up here? The forest surrounding the station smells like holidays and freedom. What does freedom smell like? You watch the train go by, you wonder where they were going. You're walking towards your mother. It's time to get on train. Yeah, let's be nosy and see what these people are talking about. You stop by a group of people to overhear their conversation. Unfortunately, they don't say anything interesting. Your mother's voice snaps you out of your thoughts. Out of the corner of your eye, you see a man waving at you. Oh, there's a dog! Yes! You approach a little dog who is very happy to see you. It jumps up, wagging its tail vigorously. You laugh and stroke its head. However, you don't hear your mother's voice this time. It is this silence that draws your attention. As you get closer, you see that something is wrong. Your mum isn't on the train. She stares at you, her eyes turn black. The cold of a void oozes from them. You feel that the void is hungry. Okay. The whole world around you fades. Darkness and cold devour the summer day. You're not a kid anymore, you understand that. It's just you and those burning eyes of a skull of some creature. A wall of unhuman fear grows between you. Hunger, hunger, hunger. You don't hear anything, but you know what the creature is thinking. You know what this being feels. Uncontrollable, overwhelming hunger. It all comes down to just those empty eyes and the feeling of hunger. You feel as if you are surrounded by black wings that separate you from the rest of the world. It engulfs you as if you were the property of this inhuman being. Oh. This seems to have escalated very quickly. What is going on? We were just trying to catch a train. Oh, we're back. When you open your eyes, clenched in horror, you see that you are standing at the station. Again, same place, same night, same winter. I should hope so. You see footprints in the snow. Something bad is going on here, something very bad. You don't want to be alone. Yeah, but I wouldn't want to be wandering the forest either, especially at night. Do I have any other choice? No. You don't know why, but you follow the strange man straight into the forest. Nope. I would not be doing that. Darkness surrounds you, strangely, quickly. Suddenly you realise you don't know where you are. Yeah, of course we don't. You notice something dispelling the darkness. Streaks of blue, slightly glowing fog flow around you. After a while, the fog illuminates the dark forest around you with a ghostly glow. Oh. Okay. See if we can find our way through the forest. What's down here? Oh, you notice a strange movement among the trees. Before you make a conscious decision, you move in that direction. Oh, you see dark silhouettes wandering slowly through the trees. Do you see smaller and larger figures? Maybe adults and children? I do not trust any of these people, especially you, little one. I am not going to be talking to any of you. I will be hiding behind this tree. You sneak around carefully so they don't notice you. It's not difficult, but figures seem to ignore their surroundings. It's as if they were waiting for something. You finally see a glow appearing between the trees. The figures must have been waiting for this because they all raised their heads in that direction. I'm not going to mess with figures, I'm going to see what they're looking at. Oh? The forest is flooded with more and more light. The figures move towards the light, mindlessly, like moths. You see more details now. But figures are weird. They seem to have inhuman, wrong proportions. Their bodies are wrapped in tatters of rags that flutter with every move. They are stains of darkness in the forest. It's only now that you notice that you're unconsciously starting to walk toward the light yourself. Right, so I have a couple of options here. I can either walk towards the light, I can interact with these figures, which I don't think are human, or I imagine I can probably duck down over here and escape. Let's duck down and escape. Terrified, you find the strength within yourself to break the bizarre charm of the light. You turn and run into the darkness that now feels like salvation. You're walking through the dark. You feel like you're not in charge of your own steps. It turns out that you arrive at the same place again, to that weird nightmarish train station. Right, I'm back. Looks like I could go in this time. Maybe someone's in here. You grab the handle. This time the door is open. You enter its dark interior. At first you see nothing, but then you start to see some outlines. What? What is going on in this bloody train station? Chairs in the waiting room are covered with something like cobwebs, but this one here is much thicker and kind of moist. Its appearance reminds you of sinews and meat. Lovely, that's exactly what you want in your train station. The floor is covered with thick layers of dark, sticky dirt. You have no idea what it could be. Maybe you'd rather not know. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to know. Let's carry on inside. As you cross the narrow entrance into the station, you almost lose your footing. First, there's the smell, a fetid, almost incapacitating wave of rot and corruption. And then you see it. Oh dear Lord, your mind can't take it. You see dozens, maybe hundreds of bodies tangled in incomprehensible anatomical chaos. You don't know where one man begins and the next ends. It's all like one, and at the same time you feel that there are many different people here. Ugh, good Lord, is that like an arm and a leg and... Oh, dread to think. When you look closer, you see not only fragments of human bodies, but also something that is not human. Oh dear. A sticky, damp, yellowish mist hangs in the thick air. Everything reminds you of the inside of some nightmare body. Even what you thought was part of the architecture seems to be something alive. Right, let's see if we can find out what's going on. You can't look away. You see more and more details. Strange, disturbing, terrifying details. What is that? In the chaos of tangled bodies, you also see something else. The body of something that is not human. It looks very humanoid though. Everything moves gently and slowly, to the rhythm of the slow beating of barely living hearts. Oh my god, all these people are still alive. To the rhythm of wheezing hoarse breaths. You get the impression that the bodies somehow notice your presence. They feel your gaze. They're moving faster and faster. They crawl in a web of sinews that wrap around them. Oh dear. Intertwined bodies rise above the floor. A creature dripping with something you can't name emerges from between the bodies. It knows about your presence. You stand there, paralyzed with horror as it turns its face towards you. You want to scream, but you can't. You want to run, but you can't move. The creature stares at you with a penetrating gaze. You feel that look devouring up all your soul, devouring up who and what you are. You already know it's too late. That thing becomes your ruler, the ruler of your body. You are a servant. You are the victim. Oh, thank God. You wake up suddenly, drenched in sweat. Oh, it was just a dream. Other train passengers look at you with embarrassment. Were you screaming or talking in your sleep? You look around, panicked, but slowly, reality wins out. You begin to understand that what you saw and experienced was just a nightmare. Incredibly realistic and clear, but only a dream. You calm your breath and adjust yourself in your place. It's just a dream, nothing more. There is nothing to be afraid of. That strange feeling of some inhuman presence at the edge of your consciousness is surely just a remnant of that dream. Like that irritating feeling of someone whispering in your ear, but so softly that you can't understand anything. Everything will pass when you wake up completely. Everything is fine. That's right. The end. Right. That was quite a spooky little ending there, with that weird room of corpses and people and creatures. Let's get back to the figures in the woods, where we could either interact with the figures or approach the light. So let's see what happens when we approach the light. Okay, so we're back at the decision point now where we can either interact with the figures or we could approach the light. So let's see what happens if we approach the light. You don't have the strength to stop yourself. You join the ghostly procession. Surrounded by shadowy figures, you head towards a mysterious cold light. Oh, there's loads of us. The end. Right, so that's another ending there. So we approach a strange light with all these ghostly figures, but we still don't quite know what these ghostly figures are. So why don't we get back to that point and we'll interact with the figures finally and see what's going on with them. Okay, so we're going to click on these figures and let's see what's going on with them. You've had enough of it all. Maybe they can explain something to you. Oh, I doubt it. You come out of the trees and approach a group of figures. Hi, hello. You are approaching, calling out. The figures seem to notice your presence. A few of them stop, listening, and sniffing strangely. Right. If you're in the middle of a forest at night time, you see some figures in the distance, you call out to them, they stop, and then they sniff the air. I think it's time for you to run. At the bare minimum, they are very strange people that you do not want to be talking to. They're sniffing the air, for goodness sake. You come closer and then they turn around. Right, let's see. There it is. They have no face. They are all like patches of blackness in the darkness of a forest. Instead of faces, they have gaping holes filled with a cold, dead glow. That little guy over there's got 3 arms as well. They are slowly approaching you. Run. You want to run, but you trip and fall to the ground. Get up and run. You see them getting closer. With every step they take, your own thoughts fade away. Your mind is filled with screaming, horrible, terrifying, inhuman screaming. The screams of dozens, hundreds of throats ripped with unimaginable suffering. You know you can't hear this cacophony anywhere but in your head, as if this sick concert was just for you. It intensifies every moment the wraiths come closer to you. When they are at your fingertips, you are flooded with such a wave of ghostly screams that you lose sight of the whole world. You fall unconscious. That's probably for the best. You wake up in complete darkness. You're walking through the dark. You feel like you're not in charge of your own steps. It turns out that you arrive at the same place again. To that weird, nightmarish train station. Right, so we've made it back, and the only option we've got is to go inside, where I imagine the giant moth creature is waiting for us. But let's see. Okay, so when we speak to the figures, they reveal themselves as wraiths. We escape the forest, back at the train station, and we have the same ending, as if we just never interacted with them from the start. So I feel like we've probably exhausted that path. So let's see if we can find another path. Let's try getting on the train in the summer. Okay, we're at the decision point now. Usually so far we've only spoken to the people and Ben petted the dog. Let's see what happens if we get on the train, because the whole point of this game is to catch a train, right? Something is making you vaguely anxious. Are you sure you want to get on the train? Yes. With each step you feel more and more anxious, but you can't determine its source. Want to take that last step? I mean, you're making me regret it, but yeah, let's see how it goes. You and your mother get on the train. You take your seats and then move on. You get a sleepy fast? You get sleepy fast. Slowly the train in the world outside gets darker and darker. You're getting colder. You notice that you are alone on the train. Oh, where's our mum gone? You slip into unconsciousness, a split second before horror floods your mind. We got a train ending. That was quick. I wonder what was going on. Right, I feel like we've probably exhausted all of our options so far. So let's do something really different and let's actually approach the guy standing next to us at the train station. Right, so we're going to approach this guy and see what he has to say for himself. You are approaching a man. He looks up at you. There's something disturbing about his face. Oh yes, it's horrific. Look at that face. Strange man. Oh, are you waiting too? Yes. Yes, that's right. Yes, everyone's waiting. They wait and wait. What do you mean? Nothing. Nothing, I am waiting. Not quite knowing what to answer, you look around anxiously. Yeah, I think I would as well. When you want to look at the strange man again, he is no longer here, disappeared. It's impossible for him to leave without you noticing. And yet you are alone again, a very strange thing, very disturbing. We haven't clicked on a colour for bird, so let's click on that one. For a moment you watch a small bird hopping around for food in the grass. Your mother's voice snaps you out of your thoughts. Out of the corner of your eye you see a man waving at you. Oh, we didn't get this option last time. So let's approach the strange man. You approach a strange man. You're a bit wary of him, especially when you're close. There's something really odd in his eyes and movements. He hurries towards you and grabs your shoulders. Looking you straight in the eyes, he speaks with a hoarse voice. Wake up. Hey. Where's this guy? Wake up. Alright, Jib. Suddenly you feel the snow that you didn't remember. It's night again, and here's the station again. The warm summer day disappeared in the winter darkness. Here comes that strange man again, who previously suddenly disappeared somewhere. What's going on here? The man moves away from you, but his eyes still show madness and fear. You haven't seen anything like this before. There was only emptiness in his gaze. Something has changed. I helped you. Wake up. Yes, I think so. Just like you did for me earlier. What are you talking about? Earlier, I only had a part of myself. Now I have more of it. I don't understand anything. Me neither. Certainly not fully. Definitely not everything. That's all. It's just a prison. A prison woven from your thoughts and the thoughts of that thing, from the minds of all the devoured victims. Your mind shaping the form you see. You don't know what to reply to the man. Is what he's saying true? Maybe it's just plain madness. This can't possibly be true. It can't. It can't. But what if? As you contemplate this, you see the man approaching you and extending his hand in your direction. You get the impression that he wants to touch you. Oh, he seems like a nice bloke, a nice strange man, with his hoarse voice, in the middle of the winter. So yeah, let's let this guy touch me. The strange man touches your face. Let your thoughts flow freely. Don't ponder. Open your mind. Open your soul. Touch the thoughts that bind you. Yeah, why not? Let's free our mind. See where this takes us. As you do what the man told you, you feel as if you're drowning in an unimaginable abyss, in an infinite dark expanse amidst the stars. You sense a growing emptiness, as if something is consuming you from within. Emptiness, void, darkness. You're surrounded by a desert, an ocean of dead, red rocks fading into the cold, red air. Suddenly, you feel dust getting into your nose, mouth, and eyes. My God, we're on Mars. What is this bizarre place? This place looks as if it has been dead forever, yet something deep within you tells you that it hasn't always been this way. Everything smells like ashes, ash and rust. You also notice a peculiar geometry of a rock that you hadn't seen before. This isn't a human world. You have a feeling that this is an entirely different reality. This is not the world you know and understand. Everything is so alien that it escapes comprehension. Some of these forgotten rocks protruding from beneath the layer of dust seem to possess a sense of purpose, as if someone once lived here, created, built. Rocks, although dead, look strangely alive, like an echo of life among death. Perhaps not everything is dead after all. But if something still lives here, the mere thought seems to shatter the foundations of the world. Somewhere in this lifelessness you can still see remnants of life, a life that is only sick, distorted reflection. Yes, something is alive here, although, can it be called life? No, that something is merely a blasphemy against life. You feel how this repulsive parody reaches its tentacles toward your soul. You feel the breath of that something on you, thoughts that are incomprehensible. It's getting closer, 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 closer. When you open your eyes, clenched in horror, you see that you are standing at the station again. Same place, same night, same winter. Okay, so we've just got back from Mars. It looks like we're being given the option to go back into the forest. We know that there's figures in the forest and the light, but maybe there's other things that we've missed. So let's go into the forest and have a look. Now you feel a sticky warmth on your skin, surrounded by the suffocating stench of decay. Oh, it's a green forest now. I wonder if that's because we went to Mars. A dark forest surrounds you. The trees, like fingers of corpses, seem to close in above you. You have no idea what's happening or where you are, but you know one thing. Death has taken absolute control in this place. Lovely, we all love a little bit of death. Oh, I found a cabin. Right, so there is other things in the forest. You approach the warped and battered hut door. It appears tightly closed. You touch the door, but they don't budge. How are you supposed to enter? However, you still wonder if you really should. Yes, we're not about to give up. We're going to enter this building. You push harder against the door, but nothing happens. You listen for a moment. Maybe you'll hear someone inside. Unfortunately, no. Complete silence. We gotta force this door open. There's nobody in there. There's no point in knocking. After the third strike, the doors finally give way, and you tumble inside along with them. The interior of the hut is completely dark. Not even the hazy light from outside helps. Light from outside? Suddenly you realise that there's no opening behind you where the doors used to be. Nothing. Darkness envelops you. It's too late to realise you've made a mistake. Something within the hut saw you as a threat. You know this because you feel hostility in the air. It's as if the very space around you hates you. God, that's a bit strong, isn't it? What did I do to this hut? You feel the darkness closing in around you. It's becoming harder and harder to breathe. Panic swiftly takes hold of your mind. All you want is to escape, to save yourself. But you have nowhere to run. There's no chance of salvation. The avalanche of darkness and hatred engulfs you, overwhelms you, and crushes you. I think this is going to be a bad ending. The darkness around you seeps into your soul and your mind. Your last thought is a hysterical awareness that you're ceasing to exist. The end. Right, so that ending is I break into a cabin and it hates me so much it blinks me out of existence. Lovely. Let's go back to Mars, because I did notice some little circles I could inspect whilst I was there, and it didn't give me the option to inspect them if I kept on clicking on the text. So let's see if that does anything. Right, so we're back on Mars now. There's the circle. Let's click on that and see what happens. You gaze at the hypnotically swirling strands of mist. You have a sensation as if some presence, some conscious entity resides within it. You feel it beckoning you towards itself. It desires your closeness. It promises protection, warmth, safety. Right, so here's an option for us. So we can either run away, which I imagine takes us off of Mars and back to the train station, or we could go towards it. Now in real life, I definitely would not be going towards this thing, but let's do it anyway. You move towards the strange presence from which you feel waves of warmth, love, and safety emanating. With each step, a thicker mist surrounds you. In the distance, ahead of you, you see someone approaching in your direction. Oh. You're walking toward the figure, and yet you don't seem to get any closer. It feels as if the space around you is expanding and stretching further. You sense an increasing emptiness, an emptiness where only 2 points of existence remain, you and the entity before you. Only then does the shadow before you start to approach. But you no longer feel the warmth. You don't feel love and safety anymore. You feel alienation, pain, a flood of thoughts that you can't comprehend. You also feel cold, cruel, lifeless cold. The end. What happened to all the warmth and safety I was feeling, huh? Shocking. I've been sold a lie. Shocking. Right, I don't think there's probably anything else for us to do on Mars. What else do we have available? I suppose we could resist the man entering our heads when he tells us to not ponder. So let's try that. Right, so we're at the decision point now where we can either lay him into our heads or we can run. Let's run away and see where that takes us. You don't allow him to touch you. You take a few steps back and turn around to flee. The man doesn't follow you. It's only his voice that pursues you. You're not alone. Search for her among the trees. Search for the last song of the dead world. Okay, he's a little bit crazy. You run ahead, farther away from the strange man. You can't name the fear that suddenly flooded your entire soul. You know one thing, this man isn't entirely human. Suddenly, darkness envelops you. In this darkness, hostile and alien life burns. We've bumped into our crazy mother. The Terminator.
Fuck you, asshole.
Okay, let's go off into the forest and see if there's anything else available. Oh. What you see in front of you is not just a tree. That strange guy said something, find her in the trees or something like that. You see a face and hands, an almost human form. It does not move, perhaps it is a sculpture. Okay, should we take a look at it? You cautiously approach this strange object. You reach out to touch this sculpted face. You feel a strange, sticky warmth emanating from it. The warmth you associate with rotting. When you touch the surface of his face with your fingertip, Oh. The ghastly yet living eyes open. You want to run, but your body refuses to obey you. You can't even blink. The whole world collapses to the fire of putrefaction burning in those inhuman eyes. You fight for every breath as your mind sinks into solitary insanity. Suddenly, a thought pops into your head that doesn't belong to you. We're gonna fight this motherfucker. We're not gonna let this tree woman take our mind. You are struggling with all your might. You feel your strength leaving you. You're barely breathing anymore. You feel your muscles stiffen. The skin becomes harder and rougher. Bones crack, lengthen, and split apart, tearing flesh. You want to scream, but you can't. You are unable to move. The bones ripped out of the body stick into the ground and grow deeper and deeper into it. This feels like a terrible, terrible decision. You won't run away from here anymore. You become part of this nightmarish forest. You are the forest. That seems like a terrible, terrible fate. Oh, but we're not dead yet. What's this question mark? With time, you begin to feel something. You still can't see anything, but you feel the other trees surrounding you. Then you also notice the prevailing cold around you. Slowly, your mind awakens, allowing you to sense other presences, other minds around you. Time passes, maybe minutes, maybe years. You don't know. You merge with the surrounding minds. Suspended between wakefulness and dream, reality and imagination, you feel yourself fading. Your sense of self diminishes. You don't know where you end and other minds begin. You are part of a multitude. You are in thousands. And time continues to pass. Maybe minutes, maybe years, you don't know. And at some point, after an uncertain duration of barely conscious existence, something changes. From the indistinct, misty reality, you catch a glimpse of awakening. Some minds that are a part of you perceive something different, something unexpected. Some entity moves among you. It's different from you, and everything that's a part of you. What is that? You sense a faint spark, a barely discernible warmth of life other than yours. It moves among you. You feel the pulsating warmth of living blood. You sense a mind different from yours. Something seems familiar. You might have known a similar mind before, a similar kind of soul. Was it your mind? Your soul? Perhaps. Yet you don't remember. Everything fades away. Everything blurs. Right, so we can either focus on the spark or we can let your thoughts flow. Letting our thoughts flow last time with the strange man took us to Mars, so maybe let's try that. You divert your attention from the strange spark. You let your thoughts flow freely. You release them from the confinement that compelled them to focus on a single point. Slowly you revert to the previous state, melting into the thousands of other minds, others yet somehow still yours. They belong to you as much as you belong to them. With each passing moment, the distinction becomes harder, boundaries blur, everything becomes unity. You sink. You disintegrate. You dissolve. You exist more than once. There are thousands of you. No, it's a tree ending. I've become part of a tree entity. So, maybe that was a wrong decision. Let's get back to that point, and you know what? We're going to focus on the spark. You attempt to separate your thoughts from those that are yours, not yours. The spark of the alien entity becomes your anchor. You focus on it, trying to dedicate all your attention to it. You feel as if you're emerging from dense darkness, black mist, sticky mud. What emerges is your mind, your own. You exist again, separately. With all your might, you focus your thoughts on that delicate spark. Suddenly, you feel dizzy. You're completely disorientated. It's hard to gather your thoughts. You're trying to overcome the dizziness and frantic thoughts with all your might. You raise your gaze. You're in the forest, surrounded by trees. You feel as if they're surrounding you, leaning over you. And we're back. In the trees surrounding you, you sense something strange. The trees look normal, but as you walk among them, you feel watched. You feel like the forest is fully aware of your presence. It's tracking every step you take. Oh? Forest.
He's coming. He's so lost fear.
Who is this?
He asks. He doesn't know. He doesn't understand.
You feel a question pressing on your mind, demanding an answer. The forest.
Who is he?
The question becomes more and more insistent with each passing moment. I mean, I could run, I could say I'm a victim, or I don't know what's happening. Let's talk to the forest. I'm a victim.
Victim. Feed. It's just predators feed. Like us. Just like us. Just like
Who is she? Who are you talking about?
the one Dead protects. The one whose strength is her weakness. The one who hides with predators high.
You fall to your knees onto the soft, decayed ground. You're surrounded by sickly, repugnant smell of death. You feel tears of helplessness streaming down your face. I'm having a conversation with a tree. I don't understand anything. You have the sensation that the trees are getting closer. Darkness closes in above you. This is terrible. However, it lasts only for a fraction of a second. Then you see that you're kneeling on the ground in front of a ruined, hidden hut amidst the trees. Oh, we're back here. Ah. So last time we knocked... No, we didn't knock. We knocked the door down. Have we got a different option now? Right, we forced the door open last time, so let's just knock. Maybe there is someone inside. For a moment, nothing happens. As you raise your hand to knock again, you hear someone approaching the door. Cautious footsteps cause the floorboards to creak. Finally, the door slowly opens. However, no one stands on the other side. You only see the dark interior of the hut. Yes, let's enter. You step into the darkness of a hut. The interior is completely dark. Not even the hazy light from outside helps. Light from outside? Suddenly, you realise that there's no opening behind you where the doors used to be. Nothing. Is this the same ending? Nothing except the sense of presence. Something is here with you. Oh, it's not.
What are you?
Is that me saying, be quiet, to the thing in his house with me? Just want to get out. I want to understand what's happening.
It doesn't matter. Nothing matters now.
In the dark corner of the hut, you suddenly glimpse the faint glint of two sets of eyes. Something is there. Something is watching you. However, the voice doesn't come from that direction. It resonates directly in your mind.
You don't know where you are. You don't know what you're facing.
The eyes in the corner of the hut suddenly disappear. You look around and spot them in a different location. Teleporting eyes. Who are you?
You won't understand. I am.
There's a moment of silence as if the entity you're conversing with is contemplating its response.
I am the last soul of the dead world.
This is what the strange man was telling us to find. Is the dead world the Mars planet then? Maybe. You don't understand anything?
You believe in logic. You believe in truth and lies. You believe in reality and illusion. That is a mistake. You are within the mind of a being to whom none of this applies.
Within a mind, what being? Help me escape from here. Yeah, what being?
The one you fell victim to. The one that is a relic, an echo of a universe that no longer exists. Perhaps one of the things that survived the death of the old cosmos and the birth of the new. A parasite that drains everything from successive worlds until they become mere lifeless rocks and handfuls of ash.
Right, so Mars was that planet, and this tree entity, or whatever it is draining the life from it. Why? Where does such evil come from?
Evil? What does evil mean? Do you think such categories apply to that entity? You are greatly mistaken.
I just wish this never happened, that it turns out to be just a bad dream.
Perhaps you are on the way. Do you want to escape from here?
Yep, definitely.
What certainty? What a pure and powerful response. I think there's still some of your own soul left in you. You haven't been completely devoured yet. Perfectly.
So will you help me escape?
Perhaps, but everything comes at a price. Every decision, even the smallest gesture, carries consequences. Consequences that cannot be foreseen beforehand. Every step in life is a step into the unknown. Are you ready for it?
I am ready. Perhaps, perhaps not. Yeah, let's go for it. We want to escape this weird, cosmic horror.
So be it.
Those words echo in your mind. You wait, but nothing else happens. The silence becomes even more oppressive, as if it's taking on its own density and weight. You feel the weight of it pressing on you, constricting your thoughts and senses. It's as if the silence itself is suffocating, filling every corner of your mind. It crushes you more and more. In addition to the silence, you also notice that the darkness around you seems to come to life. It creeps closer and closer to you. Its cold fingers reach out towards your body and your soul. You fall to your knees. You lose your breath. Panic floods your mind. You want to escape, but you can't move. You want to scream, but you're out of breath. The living darkness and heavy silence seep into your body, through your mouth, your eyes, your skin. Everything freezes. Everything disappears. Oh, you wake up suddenly, drenched in sweat. Other train passengers look at you with embarrassment. Were you screaming or talking in your sleep? You look around, panicked, but slowly reality wins out. You begin to understand that what you saw and experienced was just a nightmare. Was this the original ending? Incredibly realistic and clear, but only a dream. Calm your breath and adjust yourself in your place. It's just a dream, nothing more. There is nothing to be afraid of. That strange feeling of some inhuman presence at the edge of your consciousness is surely just a remnant of that dream. Like that irritating feeling of someone whispering in your ear, but so softly that you can't understand anything. Everything will pass when you wake up completely. Everything is fine. That's right. Oh, we get a choice now. Get up from your seat, rub your eyes or look around. Let's have a look around. As you try to make a move, you realise that you can't. You had to completely numb yourself while sleeping in an uncomfortable seat. Alright, let's stretch our legs. You realise that it's not numbness. You don't feel it. You don't feel anything at all. It's as if everything is fine. However, you have no control over your body. Let's call out for help. However, you feel that there will be no help. The scream echoes only in your head. The body still doesn't move. You can't do anything, no matter how hard you try. You begin to understand. You don't know where these words come from. They are born in the depths of your mind. You simply start to know the price of liberation, the price you had to pay for liberation from the nightmare you paid with your body. Oh dear. The end. Oh, that ending didn't seem like a nice ending. Like, yeah, we wake up and it was all just a bad dream, but it also wasn't a bad dream because now we're paralysed. That last song of the dead or old world or whatever, bit of a con artist to be honest. Not happy with that one. But you know what? I'll leave that one there. Thank you all very much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you'd like to support me a little bit further, then please like and subscribe, or maybe check out one of my other videos. I quite like cosmic horror kind of stories. It always leaves you with that feeling of like you've gone through some trauma. You know what I mean? Like you've seen some shit. I don't know if it was all one entity or there was multiple entities vying for my soul. They can't all have it, can they? We've got the weird shadow Mars man who promised us safety and warmth and then turned around to be cruel and cold, the bastard. We had the weird sinew and meat creature in the train station that made us his servant and was our ruler. Then we had the tree woman who turned us into a tree. Then we also had the weird light that we followed with the wraiths. I don't know what happened at the end of that one. We just walked into the light. And then we've got this cabin with this entity that can teleport and all sorts, that has paralysed our body but has put us back on the train safely. So, I don't know. It's just a bit of a shit situation. In every situation. It's just a bit of a shit fate in general, really. I think the main takeaway from this is don't smoke.